Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Texan Camper. Today I am going to be presenting a preview of Ozark's Trail 2. It is a two-person hiking tent. This tent, as you're seeing in its present form, is about as compact as I can bundle it up for you. It doesn't come with any type of sack or anything to really store it in. Well, it does, but it's not really conducive for compact size. But nonetheless, this is going to be what it looks like as far as how compact you can get it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and open this thing up and see how she looks. So here's the Ozark Trail tent opened up, and the measurements on this tent are going to be roughly 7 feet by 5 feet. And the internal height of the tent is right at 37 inches, so it seems to have plenty of headroom if you're sitting up inside of it. 7 feet in length will accommodate most tall individuals, unless you're shack. Then you might have a problem. But nonetheless, 7 feet is pretty wide, or should I say long, to accommodate a rather tall individual. And also keep in mind this is a two-person tent, so being 5 feet wide, you can comfortably fit 2 people inside of it. Maybe 3 if you had to squeeze a small child in there, but that could be a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to go ahead and stake it down, because it comes with 6 stakes. And then we'll get the poles assembled, and I'll show you how that looks. So keep up. Now that I've got it staked out, you can see it starting to take its shape. It's not exactly rectangular. These 2 points here, you can see flare out a little bit, and I'll give you a little overview. Forgive my shadow. But there it is, laid out. So, without further ado, let's get the poles out and see how this thing looks with the poles fully assembled. So stay tuned and we'll get that going. So now that we have the poles laid out, you can see that the poles go like so. You have 2 points. You have a point here, and you have a point here where the pole inserts. Remember, keeping the pole this direction. You don't cross it. I made the mistake when I first set this tent up of crossing it like an X. You don't want to do that. You want the poles to stay parallel to each other. And then once it assembles and you lift it up, then you'll see how it crosses. So there's just your view. The 2 poles fully assembled. Now, I'm going to go ahead and insert them and prop it up and see how it looks. Now, it's not the easiest tent to set up, but what I find easiest is once you have the 2 poles assembled, you can see how they're now crossing. And I put the 2 top ones first. Now it's stable. So the next stage is to take your side hooks here. Try and do this with one hand. Next one here. So you got your 2 points there. The tent's starting to take shape. Little Gizmo's having fun out here with us today. there she is. Now there is one other point that you're going to want to hook into, which will be this piece here. That just stretches out like so. You can see that there's an extra little hook here that helps bring the spine out a little bit more. There's another one on the opposite side. Just stretch it out and hook it. I believe you can kind of combine the two, but I find it falls apart. Let's see if I can make it work. Well, one should be enough. Now another thing I want to point out on this tent is that you have an electrical port. Means that you can take a power cord, and put it up inside of the tent to bring a power cord in there in case you have something inside your tent you want to provide power to. So that's a nice little convenience there. Now this tent also comes with a fly cover, and I'll go ahead and show you that. Now there's two other points it seems that I've missed, which is right here. There's some extra points here. There you go. Alright. As you can see, it's a very well put together tent. It's doable with just one person. As you saw, I just did it myself while holding a camera. So that can give you a little bit of a sense that this tent is pretty easy to put together if you're by yourself, like on a solo hike. But there she is, beautifully assembled. I'm really impressed with this tent. Now let me go ahead and put the fly on and show you what that looks like. Now this fly does have a front port, so when you're putting it on, you want to make sure you do it right. You have these hooks. Go right in. You do have some shock cord here, so you can pull, maybe get this tighter inside your stake here. Give some more tightness to it. Go ahead and do that now. Adds a little extra rigidity. So now it's nice and taut, tight. Make some minor adjustments. There you go. It doesn't have a vestibule, so nothing's protected out here. There you go. So, let me bring you inside and show you what it looks like. Alright, so now we're going to go inside, give you guys a feel for how large it is inside. You have a little pocket right here. You can fit essentials, maybe a phone or something like that. You have additional pockets back here for additional essentials. A mesh. And here is where your extension cord or power supply would come through so that you can power any type of gear. So let me change another angle and show you what it looks like with me laying down. Alright guys, so you can see I'm laying down comfortably inside the tent. I've got plenty of length. The tent is 7 feet, and of course I'm only 5'7", so there's plenty of room for me. I got the fly on, so that keeps moisture out. And that's really about it. It's a really nice little tent. I'll leave a link in the description box so that you guys can go find this and purchase it at Walmart. It is called the Ozark Trail 2 hiking tent. Another little note to keep in mind if you're a light packer, this tent comes in at 5 pounds. So it's pretty heavy. It's not an ultra light tent, but 5 pounds is not too bad, but every ounce counts, I assume, so if you're on a long trail, long hike, this could be a little heavy, but it's a nice little tent. It's got a lot of conveniences to it. I like the electrical port. Obviously, you wouldn't be carrying electricity out with you for hiking, but if you're on a campsite with the kids, it makes great use of that if you need to bring something that needs power, such as charging an iPad or whatnot. But that's it. And like I said, this tent is pretty affordable. Only $29 at Walmart plus shipping. Came out to like $37, and I like it. And I'm excited to try it out at our next adventure that you'll be coming along with me on, called the camp trip here in a couple weeks. I'll be doing a field test of this tent at the Lake Houston Wilderness Trail. Took me a minute to get that out. So if you like this preview, which I haven't seen much on this tent, subscribe, like everything down below, and thank you for joining me on this episode of the Texan Camper. And as always, until we meet again.